I'm Randy, the Natural Couture.
This is BJ Penn.
This is John Fitch.
Hey, I'm Ariane Celeste.
I'm Forrest Griffin.
I am Fyodor. You are watching MMA Fix.
Hey, MMA Fix here with Chris Leben. Hey, Chris, this is an interesting way for the media workouts. You've got all the fans watching. How has that changed anything for you? Does it pump you up more?
Right now I'm so in the zone. I'm like it's like a horse with blinders on, So I'm just focused on what I'm here to do, and I'm not. I love my fans, but I wouldn't say that it's it's definitely not distracting. It doesn't bother me to have them here at all. I think they should have them at every workout.
Yeah, it's nice to have their support.
Fans want the fact of the matter is we're here because we're entertainers. We're here for the fans, and I think that that's one of the coolest things about the UFC is it's an actual sport where you can actually come into close contact with the athletes. You don't see that in football or basketball. They're on the court and then they're rushed off the court. Here you can meet your favorite fighter, you can shake his hand, you can get an autograph. And I think that I love that about our sport.
You've been on a bit of a winning tear lately, and now you're up against Brian Stann. Do you feel like really confident going in because of your win streak, or are you feeling really confident because maybe Brian Stann isn't as high up there an opponent as you should be facing right now?
Here's the thing. Brian Stann's dangerous. I know that. Brian Stann stands in the way of me and my goals. I know that. The last thing I'm going to do is take him lightly. And as soon as you take somebody lightly, that's when you get yourself in a lot of trouble. So I'm definitely not. And as far as my win streak goes, I've been in this game for a while. This is my 17th fight in the UFC. When you win 2 fights, everybody says you get a title shot. You lose 2, you're washed up and you should retire. The fact of the matter is you're only as good as your last fight, and you are where you're at right now.
You've been in the fight game for a long time. You know not to take opponents lightly. Is there anyone that you can look back on that you did look upon too lightly at one point?
I'd have to say, my Rochelle fight was just, poor preparation. I had some things going on in my life that, were distracting, and I didn't put the time in, and it showed. And, that's the thing, when they lock that cage door, it's going to come out. If you did the work, it's going to come out. If you didn't do the work, it's going to come out.
You've called out Wanderlei Silva, but now it seems like he and Chael are on this Twitter war going on, and they're trying to set up a fight against each other. Is that somebody that you want to see next, or should we expect you to call anyone out if you win this fight?
Well, I want Wanderlei Silva. The fact is, he was slated to fight Akiyama. I stepped in 2 weeks. Nobody's ever done that. Beat Akiyama, his opponent. I mean, that earns me a shot right there.
You have been fighting a lot this year, it seems. We're always finding you on the cards. So I want to know how this year has gone for you and what you expect to see for yourself. What goals are you setting for yourself in the new year?
Well, this year has last year's been a great year, and more of the same. I've got a limited window, in this sport, and I want the title. I'm not afraid to say it. I want to win. I want to be the UFC 185 middleweight champion. And people might laugh. People might think that's crazy. Before, but now look, after I beat my last 2 guys, they're saying, hey, maybe Chris, is a contender. And at the rate I'm improving, right now there's no one I'm afraid to fight. And my job is to continue to put the work in, do what I need to do until I achieve my goal.
Do you think you've had these 17 fights, you've been in the UFC for a very long time, you're very well known. Do you think you're at your prime, or is there just a better Chris Leben we should be looking forward to?
There's a better Chris Leben. I'm improving, and not just at a steady rate. I feel like I'm improving exponentially right now. And the other thing is, that's the quest as a martial artist. We grow to improve. I'm not a fighter, I'm a martial artist. In other words, my goal is to always continue to improve, always critique my techniques, get little, it's the drop in the bucket, 1 drop a day, and eventually it's full, and that's the way I feel. I continue to get better, I continue to grow.
So, big fight's January 1st, which means that New Year's Eve is happening the night before, and you are in one of the biggest cities to celebrate New Year's Eve, and you're also in one of the biggest hotels, the MGM Grand. So, literally, while everybody's partying, everyone is partying literally underneath your feet, and you can't partake in any of this. How hard is that for you, and what are you going to be doing on New Year's Eve?
Funny story, the TVs suck here. I brought my PlayStation and can't hook it up to the TV, so what I did is I bought a projector, duct taped a sheet to the wall, and so now I've got high definition movie screen with and I hooked up surround sound in the room, so we've got a 200-inch screen that I'm playing Call of Duty on. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing video games.
So, a personal little party in your room.
That's right. Yeah. Anybody, don't bring the popcorn because I can't eat, but by then I'll be able to eat. So yeah, Friday night, I'm just going to be sitting in my room, eating, watching movies, playing video games, hopefully with the select few around me, my camp, my team, and, really, right now the battle is to make the weight and then focus on Saturday night.
Final question, and that is, I want to know if you're as much of a fan of the sport as you are a fighter, and if so, can you answer what was the best moment for the UFC this year? Was it Kane and Brock's fight? Was it Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen's amazing fight? Was it BJ losing the title, or Anthony Pettis getting that amazing kick at the end of the WEC? What did you find to be the most outstanding moment? Or was it your own fight with Akiyama?
Funny thing, and people are probably gonna hate to hear this. I'm probably the worst fan of the sport. The fact is, I'm a doer, not a watcher. I have my own gym. I've got amateurs and pros, tons of training out of my gym. So every other weekend I'm at Fights Corner and Guys, and every day I'm in the gym training. I'm at my gym, all day, every day, and then on the weekend I work. So the last thing I want to do is generally watch. I watch the important fight. When BJ fights, I'm there. When Randy fights, I'm there. But as far as following all the WC stuff, it'd be like being a jail warden watching Locked Up. It just, to me, and the other thing is, unfortunately, I cannot look at it as a spectator. I'm always going, he needs to move this way, he needs to do that way, and I get nervous, I get goosebumps, because that's how much I love the sport. So when I want to relax, I don't watch.
So what are you watching when you're relaxing?
Well, generally the girlfriend's the boss, and I think she likes.
Are you saying you watch Sex and the City and Housewives of New York?
Jerseylicious is what's been on my TV lately.
Jerseylicious.
Jerseylicious, yeah, and The Nanny, yeah. But no, I'm more the video game guy. I like to just zone.